Hey, what's going on? Today we're going to be doing a little bit of conversation about long-term or close to long-term ownership of my BMW. But first, I'll give you a little sneak preview of how the Focus is looking after my 2 or 3 week ownership. If you remember, I got it basically as stock goes, and I have slowly put my touch on it. Nothing super crazy yet, but it's looking money. Let's get a little cold start rolling on the bike. Ooh. Yeah, one last little peeky peek on the Focus. Ooh. Man, oh man, I've not done. I got more parts on the way. But let's get back to the video on the BMW. Hey, so now that we're back on the beast, let's get to talking about the bike, man. Dude, so like you guys can see, I have 904 miles on the bike, and this thing has just been honestly pretty good. I think the influencer S1000 glaze has worn off of me, and I think I'm more willing to be open and talk about the downfalls of the bike, where I think it's been really good, where I think it's been mediocre at best, or mediocre not at best, that sounds bad. Let me start off, the bike has been really, really good. I'm happy I bought it. I think it's exactly what I needed, so I'm not regretting the purchase at all. Zero. But I do think there's been some things that I talked about in the last video, which was, the 5 things that I dislike about this bike. And those things all still clearly stand true since they were talked about a week ago. But, I think I'm really becoming to think that maybe this isn't the 1000cc bike for everybody. I think everyone wants you to believe that because of its price point, and I think because the R1s controlled the market for so long, the R1 and the GSX-R, I think they controlled the market for so long that everyone was like, man, S1000, so good, it's so good. Alright, so like I've kind of said, I don't know that this is the bike for every single person out there on the planet. I think that if you have owned R1s, if you guys have owned S1000, or no, if you guys have owned R1s and GSX-R 1000s, maybe this is a really good step up for you guys. Maybe you guys make quite a bit of money, and you have the means to just afford this bike, and it doesn't matter, you don't care about riding anything else. Hey, so for like a Deadpool moment, I'm editing this video and I misspoke. What I meant to say was that if you have owned other Japanese bikes or bikes in the past, or you have the disposable income to afford this bike, then it is a good option for you. I don't mean that you had to have owned other things and make a bunch of money. It's not like this bike's 70 grand. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's more expensive than other bikes. So, alright, cool, back to the video. Well then sure, this bike is for you, and you'll not regret it at all. I don't think you'll regret buying this bike regardless. But for the price that you're paying for a liter bike, you can get this experience other places. If you're okay with not having the best screen, if you're okay with not having the best, bips and bops, well then, the screen-wise, the GSX-R has always lacked. And, if you don't care about that kind of stuff and you're just about raw 1000cc performance, bike's awesome for you. The R1, if you're looking for a alien, if you're a Yamaha guy, the new R1s are for you. If you don't like the winglets, maybe stick to the 2024 down models. But that's all to say, if you're not looking for a BMW, I'm assuming if you clicked on this video, you're looking for an R1 or for an S1000. You know, man, that sound is awesome. But like I talked about, there's some things you have to do to these bikes to get them to sound like that, to make them not quite so meh. And those are the things that I did and I was cool with, because this isn't my first 1000. You know, this is my 4th liter bike. If you're looking for, you know, just straight line raw speed, well then, dude, any liter bike's good enough, man. I don't think that the 200 horsepower that comes out of this bike is any different than the 190 that comes out of some other ones, or the 180. Dude, it's a liter bike. It's fast as shit. It's always gonna be fast as shit. Everyone just likes to nitpick and say, oh, well, my bike's the best. I spent $40,000 on my Ducati SP, so it's awesome. It's the super bestest. Everyone just wants to feel good about their purchase. I want to feel good about my purchase. Shit, you know, who doesn't? Anytime you guys have heard, like, whether it be cars or bikes, when someone goes, I don't like your thing, man, you kind of hurt your feelings a little bit, whether you want to admit it or not, dog. I know it hurts your feelings like this much, just a little bit. You're like, damn, they don't like my things. You know, like, I hear it all the time. Like, in my world, I'm in the Mopar Chrysler German world, and I like Fords, man. I drive a 2-liter Focus ST. You know, I'm in the Mopar world, and everyone just makes fun of my shit, and it kind of hurts my feelings just a little bit. You know, I try not to crap on other people's stuff, because I know what it feels like when people crap on mine. I just kind of feel like people just don't get that memo anymore, where people are like, nah, dude, shit on his things. Ooh, it's a nice little... You know, I don't like New Orleans for a lot of reasons, but I do like these little streets with, like, the trees overhanging and stuff. Really, really nice. I like that. But the problem is you have these neighborhoods that are really, really cool or really, really nice, and then 2 streets down, there's, like, a crack shack, and you're like, ugh, gross. Or, like, a hospital in the background. Like, just because the city's so old, there's, like, there's just stuff everywhere, you know? The land's been bought, and there's been stuff put there before. But, you know, S1000's the S1000. S1000 does what the S1000 does best. And that is look good, be fast, and take your money. That's what they all try to do, whether you want to admit it or not. That's what these bikes do best. Dang, some carbon fenders, dude. Ooh, big boy spent some big boy monies. It's a good looking car. I like that. I see those badges, I keep seeing them. I know that they're their anniversary badge, and I really want one, but I don't know what size. I'm too lazy to get my calipers out or do some real Googling on which ones I need, so I just haven't ordered them. I will eventually, I'm sure. Wow. Oh, another thing I want to mention is that this bike, my opinions about this bike are shaped from the mods themselves, because my opinion about this bike would not be quite as good if I hadn't done these modifications. You know, because the speed wouldn't be quite as good, the torque curve wouldn't, when I say speed I mean like the torque curve, it just would not be quite as nice. So, you know, take that for what you will. I'm sure most of you are gonna do headers and a tune but if you guys don't modify your bikes, well then you know, then take this all with a grain of salt, because I think the OEM bike is pretty meh as far as like stock bikes go. I think it's still good, but I think if you're not going to modify these bikes at all, do not go with the S1000. I really do think you're going to waste your money. Literally just my opinion. Don't at me. Like, my honest opinion, OEM, you buy another bike. if you're gonna do a stage 1 at least, maybe headers, you know, and little things, but this one all day long, miss a Jap bike, bruh. Avoid. But you know, whatever, it's up to you guys. It's your money. I'm just trying to advise you on how to spend it. If you want to spend it on me though, hit me up in the DMs and I'll tell you my PayPal. Joking, I don't have a PayPal. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I think that's just life, dude. And I think you know, to move on to something different, dude, the moto vlogging community has changed up so hard. So hard. I really used to think that everyone was friends and everyone was just hanging out, everyone wanted to go ride together, you know, all this stuff. And I think that those times have changed. You know, when it was Chase on 2 wheels, Yummy R6, not Yummy new, Yummy R6, I think that's the dude who's the cop now. Do It With Dan, Motonosity, Jarrett Campese. I think these dudes like used to be really fun. They used to be like just dudes that wanted to hang out and ride, and now it's like all these dudes are just shitting. I'm not gonna name anybody because that's just not what I want to be about, but dude, just people are shitting on each other everywhere, left and right, talking crap, man. Dude, I just want to go for a ride, have a good time, enjoy myself, breathe some fresh air, and I'm just so sick of this crap. And you know, not only that, but I've realized the more and more I post videos, the more and more people just want to be negative. I just want the internet to go back to being a little bit smaller of a place. I'm not trying to be an influencer, you know, I'm just trying to tell you guys about my life and do cool projects. Oh, side note, there's a dude that lives down that direction that's got like 4 Ducatis out there all the time. Super rad guy, I'm assuming, because if you own that many bikes, you gotta be semi-cool. So, you know, whatever. But I don't know. I just want to make videos, talk about bikes, maybe make enough money to buy another bike so I can just talk about more and bullshit about life. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna give it my best effort. Side note, I recently started looking for another vehicle. Since I've been saving money or getting rid of the Charger and getting the Focus, I think that I'm gonna put that money towards, 1, my mortgage, and then 2, I think I'm gonna start saving up money and looking for a 1995, look at that Panamera, it's sick, like a 1995 or 1990 or 1985 to 1995, I don't remember. F-150s, like the square body looking ones, dude, those things are so cool. I've always liked them. I just really like old trucks like that, and I think it'd be cool to have on the channel, not just on the channel, but like also just like in my life. I want, if I ever have a kid one day, I want them to like know the smell of an old car. Because I remember like getting in like my grandfather's Cadillacs as like a real young kid. I remember getting in those Cadillacs, or like his old trucks or my dad's old cars or whatever, and just smelling just the old, you guys know, if you guys have been in old cars, they just have that smell, they all do. I just love that smell, and I think I want that for a kid if I have one day. I just think that'd be super rad. So I'm looking, all that to be said, I'm looking for a nice F-150. If you guys have one, let me know. I don't, the motor doesn't matter. Hopefully, like I'm particularly looking for one that's white with blue interior. I would prefer also a bench seat. If you guys know, if you guys own one, let me know. I want it. Please give it to me. I'll give you fair market value for it, you know, especially if it's super clean. I'm willing to spend money on that. That's always been my thing. I want to do like a 5.0 swap on it. Rev that clutch out, dude. Low fuel. I want to do a 5-liter Coyote swap into one. So that's why the motor doesn't particularly matter, or the trans. I'd prefer, I don't know if I want a manual truck. I have to focus. Let's say automatic, but I'm open to a manual as well. Open to a manual, because I don't know that when I go to do the swap that that it'll matter, because I'm gonna have to probably widen that trans tunnel anyways. I really don't know. I know nothing. Oop, that was bumpy. Nothing about these swaps at all, so I don't know. Maybe you guys could give me some pointers down below. I've never done a swap like that before. I've helped swap motors like in general, but only ever replacing them, or if I have done a swap, it's been done a zillion times. There's already like motor mount kits for them, and I'm sure there's motor mount kits for this swap. I guarantee you, I know for a fact, without looking, I know someone has done the swap before. So, oh, this house is super rad. It's a young kid drives a Mustang here. Maybe he also drives the BRZ, or maybe that's his dad's car. I don't know. Super cool. Super cool. Very nice. Man, out here's different, dude. Freaking 16-year-old kids ripping around in these like almost brand new Mercedes or Mustangs or whatever. Crazy. But yeah, so I'm gonna go home, edit this video. I'm waiting on a couple more parts for the Focus. So if you guys are excited for that video, I can't wait to put one out. If you're not, well then suck it. I don't know. It's coming out anyways. I'm really excited. I've got everything set. So now all I need to do is do, I think, a fuel system and buy a turbo, and I'll have a company tune it. And I think then I'll be around the 400 wheel mark, and then we'll see where I go from there. So that is it, guys. Alrighty, love you.